Hello everyone! Welcome back to the second episode of RenoTalks. Today, I'll be sharing with you on what to expect in a renovation package. So the renovation package refers to a bundle of renovation services that we provide, which amounts to a budgetary figure based on your property type, your skill size, and your scope of works. Here is the breakdown of the scope of works. They include the masonry, the preliminaries, the demolition, the carpentry, the electrical, the aircon, painting works, and other miscellaneous works. Depending on the scope of works, we can then determine when we will complete the project, which we'll cover later on.
What role does the interior designer play in the home renovation process?
So a home renovation services typically has 3 stages. The first will be the initial planning, the site works, and then the handover. The interior designer, which is me, is in charge of the whole process of ensuring that the outcome of the design is as close as the proposed design as possible. During the initial stage, I will meet with the client to understand about their floor plan and get to know if they are doing major or minor works, or if they have a style in mind. And then I will do a general quotation and a concept proposal for them. Once everything is okay, I will come up with the 3D rendering of the design. I will propose to the client with the selected materials, and sometimes I may even bring the clients to the tile shop if they want more options. After maybe a few revisions, I can then start on the detailed drawings. They include the electrical and the lighting plan, so that we can plan ahead on how we want to run these pipes nicely. Just a side note that the site works will be handled by our project manager for what we call a site management. So he will oversee the whole site and coordinate with me, the interior designer, and the contractors. He will oversee everything at site and ensure that all works are being done accordingly and we are following the schedule.
Can you break down the timeline of a renovation project?
So once the drawings are finalized, we can then proceed to the site works. First, we start by submitting all necessary documents for approval. The HDB permit will cost around $300 to $400 depending on the extent of the renovation works. The waiting time for approval is depending on how much hacking works is involved. If there is not much hacking works, it will take around 2 to 3 days. Otherwise, it takes about a week. You may also need to submit an indemnity form to HDB, signed by the previous owners and yourself as new owners. This is if you intend to start your renovation while your property is still under your previous owner's name. This will take about 1 to 2 weeks to get approved. As for condos, the permit documents will be submitted to the MCST together with a deposit which will cost around $1,000 or more. It will take about 2 to 3 days to get approved. Once all these documents have been submitted and approved, we can then start on the site works. The procedure for the site works are the same for HDB, condos, and landed properties.
Week 1. Preliminary works and demolition works.
On the first week on site, we start with the preliminary works. This includes laying of protection sheet to cover the whole area. Let's say you're not doing the floorings, you may want to protect the floor from being scratched or damaged. So we will usually start with laying the protection sheet at the start of the renovation. This whole process should take about a day. After the preliminary works, we will start with the demolition works. This includes the hacking and the dismantling of old cabinets, floors, and walls. Even loose cabinets that the client may not want to keep, we will count it as a disposal work. If you are hacking, you will need about 3 to 5 working days for HDBs and condos. For landed properties, as the scale is bigger, you may take about a week. And then of course, you will need to clear your rubbish and debris during this week.
Weeks 2 to 3, delivery of tiles and construction materials and plumbing works.
After the protection and demolition works, we can expect the tiles and the construction materials to be delivered to site. We need to ensure that there is sufficient workers on site to bring the materials up to the unit. We need to level and screed the floor if there is any hacking works involved. You will need to let it dry first for a week. In between that, there may be plumbing works involved if there is any pipes to run or conceal.
Weeks 3 to 5, electrical, tiling, and ceiling works.
After this, we need to run the wirings for the electrical and the lighting points. And then we can start on the tiling works. Once the tile has been delivered, we will lay them down on the floor to show the owners how it will look before actually laying them. And then we can play around with the final design before laying them onto the floor or walls. If the tile is a more complicated design, maybe a hexagon shape, then the workers may take a bit of time to lay them. This could take about 1 to 2 weeks to complete. After this, we can start on the ceiling works if they choose to conceal the lights.
Week 6 to 7, carpentry measurement and painting.
Once your floor and wall is up, we will get our carpenters to measure your cabinets. Once that is done, they will need about 2 weeks to fabricate in their factory before they bring the cabinets over. During this time, we can start on the first coat of sealer and painting on the walls and the ceiling, which will take a few days.
Weeks 8 to 12, carpentry installation, general cleanup, and handover.
So the carpenters will start to load your cabinets and assemble during this week. Once your cabinets are in, your renovation should be about 80 to 90% done. And then you will just need the final coat of painting and installation of lightings and sanitaries maybe even your curtains and blinds. And then we will end with a general cleaning of the whole house, and that is more or less completed. And finally, we will walk through the house with the owners on the week of the handover. There may be some touch-ups to do during the move-in period.
For how long can they contact you about those touch-ups?
We usually provide a 1-year warranty period for manufacturing defects and simple touch-up for paintworks. So this is just a general timeline of a typical renovation at Ohmyhome. But when you engage us as your interior designer, the whole process is very personalized to you, and we will work within your schedule and propose to you a reasonable timeline with the right renovation package. That is all from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next episode. As always, don't forget to give us a call on any home renovation services at 6886-9009. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Demi from Ohmyhome, signing off from RenoTalks. Bye!